SEALs needed to protect Trump from assassination after what he just boldly risked his life to do. When Donald Trump ran for office as a non-career politician, his allegiance to the American people and not special interest groups or big donors was clear. He perpetually shows his patriotism to the United States and commitment to citizens counting on him. President Trump knows that being the leader of this nation comes at a huge cost in many different ways, but was worth the price to restore this country he loves. In the 6 months since he's been in office, everything he's done has been in the best interest of the American people, which has caused a huge but needed upheaval in Washington, D.C. The establishment in Washington doesn't like someone like Trump in the greatest position of control, since he poses a risk of exposing political secrets. At the root of power is money, and when that's threatened, people tend to do desperate things. We've seen this with the ever-increasing body count of people tied to the Clintons and their various political scandals, who seemed to have information that this political power couple didn't want out. It has also been theorized that former President John F. Kennedy wrote his death warrant because of a move he was brave enough to make as Commander-in-Chief that some believe led to his assassination. If this was truly the case and history repeats itself, President Trump could need protection from special operations to ensure his safety after what he's rumored to be risking his life to do. Despite the differences in their political affiliation, Kennedy and Trump have a lot of similarities as presidents. According to Perdue, both want lower taxes for Americans, oppose abortion, supported gun rights, and they each sincerely support a strong military. In addition to the Constitution honoring ideas, they have both expressed a desire to look into the Federal Reserve. Some believe that Kennedy's interest in ending the Fed is what led to his assassination to avoid that from happening, although this is unsubstantiated and still considered a conspiracy theory. He was hardly past his first 1,000 days in the White House when he was assassinated in Dallas on November 22, 1963, a non-HQ reported. Competing conclusions of the Warren Commission, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the House Select Committee on Assassinations, and a team of retired Secret Service officers have failed to provide clarity over the precise circumstances of JFK's assassination, even after 53 years. The theory comes from a speech he gave in his first 100 days, which some say sealed his fate, with thoughts on transparency and honesty in government that sound extremely familiar to what we're seeing with our assertive and capable leader today. Most specifically and important is the shared interest that Kennedy and Trump have in creating real checks and balances within the Federal Reserve. And non-HQ explains of Kennedy's last speech before his assassination. He didn't want to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up government mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserved to know. He wanted the press to inform, to arouse, to reflect, to lead, and to even anger public opinion. The hard-hitting speech obviously didn't go down well with the system and the powerful elite at the helm who felt threatened by JFK's ideas. Then, on June 4, 1963, John F. Kennedy signed Executive Order 11,110. The order called for the issuance of $4,292,893,815 in United States notes through the U.S. Treasury rather than the Federal Reserve System, the central banking system of the United States, which is neither federal nor a system owned by the government. It is a private entity. While it has been said that Kennedy wanted to end the Federal Reserve, and many have wondered if this idea led to his assassination to protect those who they feel must profit from this organization, this government agency hasn't been looked at since. Now, with Trump in office, a bill has been put forth to audit this agency, which would be history-making if this passes. A bill that Republicans have been attempting to push through the House is gaining new momentum under President Trump. The crafters of America's government decided hundreds of years ago that we would operate with three branches of equal power, creating a system of checks and balances. As our government has expanded, some oversight has been lost. Laws have been created to keep transparency out of certain parts of government operations, although some debate this assertion. For years, House Republicans have attempted to create an auditing system that would break through the veil of secrecy inside the Federal Reserve's monetary policy. Senator Rand Paul is a huge advocate for this bill. He believes that the Government Accountability Office should have oversight into how the Fed deals with foreign banks and many other issues where the Fed has complete autonomy. Because our government is so large and empowered, there has to be some oversight in how they operate. Fed Chairwoman Janet Yellen completely disagrees with this bill, claiming that she feels oversight will politicize the Fed and cause far more harm than good. President Trump has heaped scorn on the Fed, saying that it lacks oversight on how it deals with interest rates and that affect the overall economy. Our president doesn't make excuses for what he thinks needs to be done, he moves forward with what he genuinely feels is in the best interest of Americans and the future of our country. Share if you agree that there needs to be more transparency within the Federal Reserve. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.